Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to go over how you add and subtract fractions where the denominator, so the number at the bottom of the fraction, is different. So just as a recap from what we've done before, if the denominator is the same, so if we have 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4, then if the denominator is the same, then in the answer the same denominator is used and you just add the top numbers. Okay, so that's the addition that you do where the denominator is the same. You simply just add and the denominator remains as it is. And again, just as another recap, we need to go over how you multiply fractions before we go on to this topic. So if we had 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 3, so that will leave us with one fraction. With multiplication, you multiply along the tops and along the bottoms, and you write out your answer then in this sort of fraction form. So that would be 1 over 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so let's move on to how you add fractions where the denominator is different. So as an example, we have 1 over 4 add 1 over 3. Okay, so we can't just do our basic rule up here because our denominators are different. So we need to introduce another step. So what you do, you go to your first fraction and you take your denominator, so in this case 4, and you multiply both top and bottom of the other fraction by the same number. So you multiply them by 4. So what you're doing is when 1 over 3, when both top and bottom is multiplied by 4, the actual fraction itself, what the fraction represents, so a third, does not change. Okay, so you're not affecting what the fraction represents, you're just changing the numbers at the top and the bottom of it. Okay, now this will make sense later. So now you've done that, you look at the number on this side of the question, so the denominator here, and you multiply again on the other side both top and bottom by that denominator. So in this case multiplied by 3. So that will leave us with, so we'll have the 1 over 4 remains and the 1 over 3 remains. So on this side we have multiplied by 4, both top and bottom, and on this side we have multiplied by 3, top and bottom. Okay, so then our answer, or before we can actually add them, our answers to these two multiplications are 3 over 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 times 4 is 4, over 3 times 4 is 12. Now you'll notice that we have a fraction now which is in the same form roughly as what we had up here. Okay, the numbers are different, but the denominators are both the same as each other. Okay, and we know from basic addition that when the denominator is the same in an addition, the denominator remains, and you just add the numbers. So 3 plus 4 is 7, so we'd have 7 over 12 as our answer. So we'll just go over that again. So here we had 1 over 4 plus 1 over 3. The 1 over 3 both get multiplied by 4, which is the denominator in this fraction. On this side, the 1 over 4 gets multiplied top and bottom by the 3, which is the denominator on this side of the question. That leaves us with this setup, which when we work it out, we get 3 over 12 plus 4 over 12. Now at this stage, if the 12, or if the denominators do not equal, something has gone wrong. Okay, so go back and check your workings out. So that gave us our 7 over 12. So let's just do another example. Let's say we have 2 over 5 plus, let's have 3 over 4. Okay, so you rewrite it where you multiply top and bottom on this side with 5, and then you multiply top and bottom this side with 4. So that leaves us with 2 times 4, so this answer is going down here, so 2 times 4 times 5 times 4 plus 3 times 5 over 4 times 5. So this becomes 8, so 2 times 4 is 8, over 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 times 5 is 15, over 4 times 5 is 20. Again, if these are not the same, something has gone wrong, but they are here. So this becomes some fraction over 20 because the denominator is the same, and then 15 plus 8 is 23. So 23 over 20 for that answer. Okay, so let's move on to subtraction. Again, where the denominator is different. So this time we've got 4 over 5 minus 1 over 3. Now, just because it's subtraction, the process is exactly the same. So by that I mean this 5 is multiplied top and bottom to that fraction, and this 3 is multiplied top and bottom to that fraction. So that will leave us with 4 multiplied by 3 over 5 multiplied by 3. Subtract 1 times 5 over, 5 times 3. So that will give us 12 over 15 minus 5 over 15. Again, if the denominators are not the same at this stage, something's gone wrong, so go back and check. So again, with subtraction, denominator is the same, and now it's just a case of 12 subtract 5, which is 7. Okay, so the process exactly the same, we're just subtracting as opposed to adding. So I'll leave you with 2 questions. So we will have 5 over 6 add 1 over 2, and B, we will have 8 over 10 minus 1 over 3. So if you'd like to pause the video now and write these on some paper, and then I'll go through the answers. Okay, now to go through the answers. So again, we're multiplying top and bottom on this side by 6, top and bottom this side by 2 as our first step. So I'm not going to write out this step with the 5 multiplied by 2 and write it again. I'll just write out what the answer will be. So 5 times 2 is 10, over 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 times 6 is 6, over, again, 6 times 2 is 12. Denominators are the same, so this is an answer over 12. 10 plus 6 is 16. Okay, down here, so again, 10 is multiplied top and bottom this side, 3 multiplied top and bottom this side. So let's start with this side. So 8 times 3 is 24, 10 times 3 is 30. Subtract 1 times 10 is 10, over 10 times 3 is 30. Again, denominator is the same, so this is something over 30. 24 minus 10 is 14. Okay, so hopefully you got those answers. If you're not, then rewind and check the video again. There might have been a step that you missed. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, then please leave them below. Okay, thank you.